Bhajet Sarvabhignopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Yenakshara Samamnayam Adhigamya Maheshwarat Ritsnam Vyakaranam Proktam Tasmai Paninaye Namaha Vakyakaram Vararuchim Bhashyakaram Patanjalim Paninim Sutrakarancha Pranatosmi Munitrayam Vagartha Viva Samprikto Vagartha Pratipattaye Jagatah Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameshwaro Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Namaste. Welcome. So today, what I was planning is we will come back to samasa. So we'll conclude our samasa topic for now, right? This is just an introduction. We'll conclude our samasa vritti for now. And we'll see some sentences there. If we get some extra time, then what I was thinking of is we wanted to practice sentences, right? So I was thinking we go back to Tattvabodha and analyze the sentences of Tattvabodha. So that way we'll get natural practice, right? We'll get natural practice. We'll also learn more about Vedanta. So there's three reasons, right? We'll get more natural practice. We'll learn more about Vedanta, but we'll also, we'll not only be able to parse the sentences, but we'll also maybe look at some samāsas. We'll see some, but we'll also learn new topics, right, as they come, right? There's some things in here that we haven't even gotten to yet. So we'll also integrate that in there as well. Okay. So yeah, happy Holi to everyone. Happy Holi. So just what we've been looking at these four types of samāsas, right? Four types being type A, which has uttara pada or purva pada pradhana, purva pada artha pradhana. So the meaning of the first word is pradhana, is the main thing. And then we saw tatpurusha samasa, type T, which uttara pada is pradhana. And bahuvrihi samasa, type B, which is anya pada padartha pradhana, right? The meaning of the other word, a different word, is the main thing. And dvandva samasa. Dvandva samasa is both words have equal predominance. Okay, so we didn't see type D yet, so we're going to look at type D as dvandva samasa, and then we'll see some more examples of type T and type B. Okay. So I'm gonna scroll down quickly, so sorry about the whiplash, but let's see. Okay. Type D. So this is the last of the four types of samasa vritti, different compound words. in dvandva. So we see the word dvandva. Dvandva. Right? So you can say that with me. Dvandva samāsas. Dvandva samāsas. So the word itself, right? Dvandva, right? If we know the word dvi, what is the word dvi? Dvi means two, right? So that kind of also gives us an indication of what's going to happen here. Dvanda is both words. Both words have equal predominance. So in Sanskrit, we say, ubhaya padartha pradana. Ubhaya padartha pradana. Ubhaya means both. Ubhaya. Ubhaya means both. Both. So pradana, there's predominance of artha, of the meaning of ubhaya pada, of both words. Okay. So in this, two or more words connected with chakara are compounded. This kind of compound is called dvandva samasa. Yeah, there's two types. We're only going to see one type because that's the most common. And we don't even need to know the name, but it's, yeah, we call it ID. Itaretara dvandva, but we don't even need to know that for now. That's more advanced. But in case you want me to repeat that, itaretara dvandva, ID is the abbreviation. Okay. Here's some examples that we'll see. The computer's a little bit behind my voice, so we'll just have to take pause every once in a while. So the first one is pretty simple, right? Ramascha Lakshmanascha, right? They're compounded. There's two words with cha after them. Right? Ramascha Lakshmanascha. And now I want to make one compound. I want to make one word with them. Rama Lakshmano. Rama Lakshmano. So notice how the vachana has to do with, it's the combination of, it's has to do with how many words there are. Right here, there's only two words being combined, so therefore this word's in dual, right? Prathama vibhakti dvivachana. Dvivachana. Rama Lakshmano. Generally, the gender will have to you'll take the last word in this dvandva samasa. The gender will be of the last word in the samasa. So see the second example. Putrascha, dharascha, grihascha, putra dara grahaha. Okay, you notice how it's grahaha, like ramaha. It's plural. Because now we have three words which are being combined to make one word. And so here we have the putra dara grahaha. So if we go back to this first example, so there's one question, I'll take that in a moment. If we see Rama Lakshmano, now if we add a verb, right? So we can say Rama Lakshmano gacchataha, right? Rama Lakshmano gacchataha. Now, what does that mean? That means Rama and Lakshmana both go, right? Both of them go. 1 second, I just want to pull up something else. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, Haraprasad, you have a question? You have to unmute yourself.
Okay. Mahodaya, you said Ramaha cha Lakshmanaha cha Rama Lakshmanau. So
Oh, I can't hear you. Haraprasad, you want to unmute, I believe. Let me unmute you one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Okay, I will start again.
Mm-hmm.
Ramaha cha Lakshmanaha cha Rama Lakshmanau. Now you said it is the Rama Lakshmanau, which is the compound word, takes the gender of the last one. I mean, when you say last, I presume it is Lakshmana.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
Lakshmana.
very good. Now, let's go to the second one. Putraha cha, Daraha cha, Gruham cha. So it should be a Napumsakalinga.
Yeah, Gruham.
Gruham.
Right. Yeah.
So, but when the plural is it not Gruhani?
Yeah, so you are right. What is happening is this is actually an example that's not fit for us. This is one of the other examples of the other type of Dvanda samasa, which we're not going to see. So that was not a good example to show. So thank you for pointing that out.
Okay.
We'll see some more here, which will make more sense. Yeah, these ones will make more sense. So what happens is there's a, I think because even the other type of samasa also takes napumsaka linga. So I'm not really quite sure how this is Pullinga, and maybe that's a mistake. I can find out about that one. Because even the other type of Dvanda samasa also, it becomes napumsaka linga no matter what. So here we have masculine, which doesn't make sense. So we'll have to find out about this. I think this is not a good example. Okay, but that is correct. It does take, and I did confirm that just now, it does take the gender of the last word, right? So that is correct. We'll see this here. We'll see some more examples. Let's do this one. Stula sukshma karana sharireshu abhimanaha asti. Right? So abhimanaha asti. Abhimana means identification. Right? Identification. Identification with regards to stula, sukshma, karana, sharira. Okay. Now here, first, right, we have the stula, sukshma, karana. So we can say stulascha, sukshmascha, karanascha, stula, sukshma, karana. Okay. Now we have this word sharira. So let me pull that up for you. That's what I was looking for here. Trying to find it in the book where it describes how that goes. Yeah, I can't find it in the book. That's what I was looking for. But how this works is when you have this dvandva samasa and you have one word at the end. Okay. Now, how this works is this word will be distributed to each of them individually. Okay. So what we have is stula sharira, stula sharir, stula sharira, stula shariram cha, sukshma shariram cha, karana shariram cha. And then when you add it together, you don't need to add, if there's a common word that's to all of them, then you can just put that one at the end. It's the like mathematical distribution, right? So then I can just stula, sukshma, karana, sharira. I don't need to say it every time, if that makes sense, right? Yeah. So I've stula sharira plus sukshma sharira plus karana sharira. I can take away the common factor, almost like mathematical distribution, right? So the common factor sharira, I can just have at the end. So where now it's just stula, sukshma, karana, sharira. And now this is saptami vibhakti, right? Saptami vibhakti, seventh case, bahuvachanam, 7-3. So with regards to stula, sukshma, sharira. Neelamanji, you have a question?
Thank you. So now, since this is seventh vibhakti bahuvachanam, sharireshu, so sthula shariram, sukshma shariram, karana shariram, how do you know this will go as seventh vibhakti and not something else?
How do we know what? Sorry.
How will it be sharireshu, not any other word like sambandhe shashti, or it could be panchami vibhakti? Because if you say sthula shariram, sukshma shariram, sthula shariram cha, sukshma shariram cha, karana shariram cha is what I thought you had mentioned. But how do you know to insert the seventh vibhakti rather than the sixth or the fifth or the fourth?
Yeah. So first we just add, right? So it's stula sharira plus sukshma sharira plus karana sharira. Then we get stula sukshma karana sharira. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now in this, we have to fit it to the sentence, right? So now they're saying abhimanaha asti. There's identification. Identification in something, right? So then this would take the seventh case.
Seventh case.
So then, but it's already bahuvachanam because there's already more than one thing. But now we need the seventh case because it's identification in something.
So would it be identification with or in, or both would work?
Yeah, in Sanskrit, it's peculiar with abhimana, and that identification is identification in something. Okay. But in natural English, we say identification with something.
That's right.
Yeah, but in Sanskrit, the usage is more of, they use saptami vibhakti for identification. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So first you just do it in, because you get rid of the cases, right? So first you just do it in first case and then you put the whole word, then you take it to the seventh case. Okay, let's look at, yeah, so same thing here. With ishta nishtopapattishu samachittatvam. This is all Tattvabodha. We'll see this. So samachittatvam is samatvam, right? Same thing. It's equanimity, having sameness of mind. Samachitta, same chitta mind, sameness of mind, equanimity. Sameness to mind with regards to, so you can even say Vishaya Saptami. Now we've Ishta Upapatti and Anishta Upapatti. Ishta Upapatti and Anishta Upapatti. Okay, so Ishta Upapatti is gaining, which is Ishta, something which is good, something which you enjoy. Anishta is something that you don't like. Anishta is something you don't like, right? So I Ishta Upapattihi cha, Anishta Upapattihi cha. My problem is, how did this now? Why are we in plural? I'm looking at the rules and I'm not wrong. It is you add it together. But how did we get plural here? I suppose I need to learn my Dvandva Samasa a little bit more deeply. What I'm wondering is one thing that might be happening here is that Ishta stands for many things, and Anishta stands for many things, right? It's not just one thing. So here these are stand for a group of things. But I'll double check this because I don't want to be wrong with this as well. So that's me being honest. Yeah. Anyways, just to finish the example, right? Upapatti goes with both of the words. So I have Ishta Upapattihi cha, Anishta Upapattihi cha. Ishta Nishtopapattihi. And then you take seventh case. Is my audio cutting out? No, I'm okay, right? Okay, your video is cutting out. So I'm wondering if my audio is good. Okay. So we'll have to double check this one. Okay, let's instead of going back to Tatpurushan Bahuvrihi, what we'll actually do is why don't we go to Tattvabodha, because there we'll see some more samāsas as well. Yeah. What I will do is I'll also email you a PDF document of Tattvabodha. But the problem with the PDF document is that it has all the answers, all the cases to it already. But if you have a Tattvabodha book, that can be helpful. Or you can follow along with just what's on the screen, if that makes sense. So this is the first verse. This is the prayer of Tattvabodha. Okay, so you can repeat after me. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnana Pradam Gurum Mumukshu Nam Hitarthaya Tattvabodho Bhidhiyate. Okay. Can you tell me in the chat what is my verbs, or at least one verb that's there? So we Vasudevendra Yogindram, one word, Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam hitarthaya tattvabodha abhidhiyate. So that's the pada cheda. We see, so while you're typing that in the chat, we see some sandhis. We see anuswara sandhis here. So the makara becomes anuswara. So you see that here. And mainly we see tattvabodha abhidhiyate. So that's shivoham sandhi, right? Shivaha aham shivoham. Tattvabodha abhidhiyate. Tattvabodho vidhiyate. So shivoham sandhi. I hope you can still hear me because you're all frozen, but hopefully it's okay on your side. Let me know in the chat if it becomes difficult. But everyone is right on the right track in the chat. The verb, technically, we have one verb, and that verb is abhidhiyate. Okay, abhidhiyate. And you can guess what this case is of abhidhiyate, right? So here I have abhi plus dha so abhidha. Abhidha becomes abhidhiyate. The verb changes a little bit, and that's we won't get there right now. But we see that here we have yakara, and we see this atmanepada, right? Yakara, atmanepada. So we know that this is lat lakara, this is karmani prayoga, and this is third one. And the meaning of abhidhiyate is presented, is taught. Okay, what is taught? What is taught? Tattvabodha, right? Tattvabodha abhidhiyate. Tattvabodha star. Now the question for you is, how come Tattvabodha is not in the second case? Tattvabodha, how come it's not in the second case if it's the object of the verb abhidhiyate? Now you're thinking too hard. You're thinking too hard because what we are in here, we're in karmani prayoga. Therefore, right, the first case is going to be karmani prathama, right? Karmani prathama to abhidhiyate. So tattvabodha abhidhiyate. So tattvabodha is the first case, but it's karmani prathama to abhidhiyate. It's the object of the verb abhidhiyate. So I hope that makes sense, right? So we have to come back to the fundamentals here, right? First, if we're in karmani prayoga, the first case is going to be karmani prathama. Now, Tattvabodha does happen to be a Tatpurusha samasa. So we wrote in the chat that Tattvabodha is a Tatpurusha samasa. Here, the Tatpurusha samasa here, so we Tattvabodha abhidhyate, so the Tattva means truth, right? Tattvam means truth, and Bodha means knowledge. Here, what we would translate it as knowledge of the truth is presented. Knowledge of the truth is presented. So if I say it like that, knowledge of the truth, then we would know that here I'm emphasizing the Uttarapada. Right here, I'm emphasizing Uttarapada. So Uttarapadartha Pradhana Samasa, which is type T, Tatpurusha. Both words are important, but here the emphasis that that not necessarily it's my emphasis, but the acharyas who present this, they emphasize knowledge. And so they'll say knowledge of truth. If we did Dvandva Samasa, as you're saying both words, then it would say knowledge and truth are presented. But notice, if it was knowledge and truth, this would be a dvivachana, right? And then the verb would also need to be referring to dvivachana. But here we see its third one is going to be pointing to a singular word, and that singular word is Tattvabodha. Here, this is technically called a 6T because the word is Tattvasya Bodha iti Tattvabodha. Tattvasya Bodha, the knowledge of the truth, right? Tattvasya Bodha iti Tattvabodha. Abhidhyate is presented. Okay. Now there's a few more words, but we do need to see these words as well. But I do want to point out that in the chat that a lot of people say Nattva. They pointed out Nattva. Yeah, Nattva we also want to pay attention to. Nattva is technically not a verb, right? It is an avyaya word. Nattva is avyaya, so technically it's not a verb, but it acts like a verb. Nattva meaning having saluted, right? Having saluted or saluting. Saluting. Or having saluted. So having saluted, now what's the object of my salutation, of my salute? That is going to be, there's a few words that it's pointing to. Having saluted Vasudevendra Yogindram, right? I'm saluting Vasudevendra Yogindram. That's the name of the teacher. But I'm also, there's a few words that are here. So first right? Jnana Pradam Kurum. So really what I'm saluting is I'm saluting the Guru. We can point to the Guru first, right? I'm saluting the Guru. Saluting the Guru who is Jnana Pradam, right? These are Samanadikaranam. All three words are Samanadikaranam. So I'm saluting the Guru who is Jnana Pradam. Jnana Pradam means the giver of knowledge. the one who gives knowledge, the bestower of knowledge, who is also called Vasudevendra Yogindra. Okay, so we'll finish with that much right now. I'm saluting the Guru, who is Jnanaprada, who is the giver of knowledge, and who's called Vasudevendra Yogindra. So these are all Samanadikaranam. And having saluted my Guru, Tattvabodha is going to be presented. Right? So the person who is presenting or is writing the Tattvabodha first salutes their Guru. Jnanaprada is actually a Tatpurusha samasa because I'm saying the giver of knowledge. So here I'm emphasizing the giver. Okay. With that, though, we will pause here because we're out of time, and we can pick this up in our next class. And we're going to have you participate a little bit more next time as well. Okay. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. You can ask me questions while we're switching over, but I'm just going to switch over my screens here.